Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to the Bunny Studio and LipDub AI live event. We're so glad to have you all here and to tell you about this new and very exciting partnership. So today we're joined by Andrew Moore, the VP of Sales at LipDub AI, and Jonathan Sanchez, the head of media at Bunny Studio. So two professionals who I believe know quite a bit about the dubbing. So Andrew, there might be some people here that perhaps haven't heard about LipDub AI. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. We're super excited to talk to the group about the partnership and how kind of two organizations in the space are coming together to make it to change the way we communicate really with global audiences now. And so, for those that aren't aware of LipDub, LipDub is a technology that we've developed over the last 4 years. So we were doing AI before it was cool, let's call it. And we really designed this product and the intention of this tool, which we'll get into in more detail with the group here today, to solve the dubbing challenge. And what I mean by the dubbing challenge is that we've all had the experience of watching a TV show, a movie, a piece of video content in a language that isn't our own in this case. And certainly that's been an experience that I've watched when I'm watching kind of fabulous foreign content in this case. And what we wanted to solve for was did the experience. We wanted to make it a much more engaging experience. We should be able to experience content in the way it was truly designed in this case. And so 4 years ago, we set out to kind of solve this dubbing challenge, let's call it. And what we mean by that is, wouldn't it be that much better if we can watch content as if it was shot in our own language? And so we said, absolutely. And our background comes from the world of TV and film production. And so we originally set our sights on developing this almost entirely for TV and film. Um, and I'm certainly glad we did because it turns out there's a fit there for an authentic experience where you're having matching lip shapes and creating this experience as if they had produced the content in your own native language in TV and film. But what we've also realized is that this experience matters in many more industries where whether it's with YouTube creators, online content creators, e-learning course creators, anyone that's creating video now has access to kind of world-class Hollywood standard video localization. And so we wanted to spend the bulk of our time talking today as a group in terms of what that means in terms of the production, the use of technology, and how this kind of changes the way we communicate with the world. So I'll get into a little bit of that right now with you guys. And so going back to kind of the premise for this technology in the first place, what we've really kind of honed in on is that we've created a technology that solves a video localization challenge. Historically, this has been difficult in the marketplace to accommodate, and oftentimes it's not happening. We're suggesting that there's kind of two approaches to this work. But there's actually really three, right? The first approach is not doing anything. If we've created a piece of content, a video content, in a certain original language, oftentimes it doesn't travel that well because the options to localize video historically have been to either reshoot it and hire entirely different actors, hire entirely different characters that can speak these different languages. But it becomes a bit of an obstacle. It's a barrier in the sense of cost and time. It's an expensive, time-consuming process. And so either it doesn't happen or it goes to a reshoot, which puts a lot of burden on production budgets and time involved in getting new content out into the marketplace. And then the second approach is this idea of subtitling and captioning content, which has been a standard for quite some time now. But I think what we're suggesting is that all of these things can be avoided and move to a level of a higher order where when you run it through technology like LipDub that's able to produce very authentic Hollywood grade lip sync according to new languages and new audio that are associated with these new films and new pieces of video content to make the quality and the experience much more engaging to the end user in this case. And so we've come together today as a technology with LipDub and the capabilities that Bunny Studios provides to make it easier for content creators, video producers, advertising agencies, YouTube creators, businesses doing their internal and external communications, really anyone that's communicating through video to localize their content to reach international markets and international audiences. And so the combination of the tech, which we'll get into briefly, and the production capabilities that the group at Bunny Studios offers for the clients makes it possible to produce content in different languages, making it easy to reach these global audiences. And so we'll talk to you about what's possible through the power of generative AI and creative technology to change really the way we communicate with the world. And so in terms of what we put together here, we've built a platform that lip sync video at Hollywood standards. So it makes dubbed content look and feel real for the first time. And so The Coles Notes version of what's taking place with a technology like this is that it recreates the bottom half of a speaker's face according to new audio that's provided to the system. And so you can take an example like we're going to show you here in a second of having Will Smith speak 10 different languages for the purposes of communications. And so we wanted to play this video to the group here and give you a taste of what LipDub's capable of offering.
Hey, have you heard of Nomad? These can go, right? Ah, sim. Bem melhor agora. A Nomad usou tecnologia para me fazer falar português. Mas a melhor parte é que ela pode fazer o seu dinheiro falar inglês. Com ela, você investe no exterior sem sair do Brasil, direto no aplicativo. E claro, uma conta sem fronteiras precisa de um cartão aceito mundialmente. Puedes usarlo para visitar una vinícola en Argentina, regarder la grande compétition à Paris, そして日本で買い物するときも. Para me fazer falar tantas línguas diferentes, foi preciso um pouco de inteligência artificial, mas usar a Nomad é inteligência real. Abra sua conta internacional Nomad. Que maravilha!
So just before we get into the next video here, I just want to provide just a piece of commentary on that. So it's a great example of what's now possible, right? So clearly Will Smith doesn't speak all these languages. But in this particular campaign, it actually satisfied both the creative and the fact that this brand was going to different marketplaces. They wanted to speak to new geographies, new audiences, and new languages. And so it's just a fantastic example of the way the technology can be used. But it also proved the point that if you create content in a much more authentic manner for the global audiences, there's going to be more engagement with the content. There's going to be more viewers. There's going to be a better experience for the people watching the content. And we know that factually now using that TV commercial example. So that was for a banking brand in South America. And it's a commercial. But if you go to their YouTube page and watch that commercial, it had 25 million views at that point in time. And so it helps that Will Smith's in the commercial. But we really think that when you're creating content in the way people want to view it and the way people want to watch it, it leads to an uptick. It leads to more value. It leads to more eyeballs on the content. It really leads to all the metrics that groups that are working with technologies like LipDub and working with Bunny Studios are really after. And so we're unlocking this new realm of possibility. And I think we'll transition to another example here where we're able to show various use cases for this tool from a dialogue replacement standpoint to inserting new copy into previously shot video assets.
So here's how it all works. Ready? So a golfer's up on the tee box. They're about to hit their first shot. You've loaded up the website. So here's how it goes. The golfer lines up for a tricky putt, eyes on the hole. The tension builds as the crowd quiets. So today I'm going to be talking about the new iPhone 16 that was just unveiled. They really nailed the display on this device. Vibrant colors, sharp text, and smooth refresh rate make it a joy to use. The new Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra might actually give the iPhone 16 a run for its money.
Okay, great. So hopefully that gives you a sense for what's possible now. There's tons of examples you can find, and we'll share it with the rest of this group. I'm going to follow up from the webinar, but want to kind of set the table in terms of what this technology is able to unlock, and then turn it back over to the team at Bunny in terms of how they're leveraging this in terms of supporting their client efforts and their client work, particularly with the audio component.
So thank you so much for sharing those samples, because I do think that they show very well what the spectrum of dubbing involves. And usually, and I think that this is the reason to be of this partnership. We at Bunny Studio know that the dubbing list is a big one, and there are a lot of things that need to be done just to make sure that it sounds as natural as possible. But there was always something missing. Naturally the lips weren't moving in the way that they should be. So I think that that is why this technology that LipDub AI is bringing is not just like the icing on top of a cake that makes it look good, but actually something that just ties all of the pieces of a dubbing process tighter together. And I also think that the samples that you have shown, they really show all of the potential of LipDub AI. That is not only to use dubbing for the purpose to translate it into different languages, but also to um, rewrite and do things within the same language, but still share different messages. And even if it's like a Hollywood production or a video ad where you just change one input, like a name or the name of a city, you can target multiple audiences dynamically. And I think that that is very, very interesting. So also, I think that when we see all of the different things that you can do, one might wonder, how can I make this happen in one of my videos? So as I was saying, Albany Studio, we take care of all of the pieces that make a real dubbing project great. And although John is going to tell you more about it, this means the services that we do and we provide, it means that we are transcribing the script, we're translating it, we're adding subtitles, we're doing the voiceover, we're doing the video editing, and not just in the right language, but just making sure that we have a native speaker that is able to communicate to the community that you're looking to reach, and that is essential. But of course, when I say all of this, you might be thinking, okay, the project management of this and all of the different talents that are involved in this sound rather insane. So the way that we work with this at Bunny Studio is an all-in-one kind of project, and that is with our Bunny Studio One plans, where you get all of other creative services that you need in just one place, and you have one team that is overseeing all of the production. They are overseeing the deadlines, the quality control, where you just send the brief and get the work back. You don't have to worry, how much is it costing? Do I get budget approval for this? Who has access to this? What's the process? And how does it work? Super simple. We offer a package that just best accommodates to the needs and the cadence and the volume that you have for your creative project. So just with one payment that you could do monthly or quarterly or yearly, according to what your plans are, all of your team gets access to just work on their creative projects without having to constantly be worrying of how they're going to be paying this or the monthly invoicing and things like that. And like something that I just recently became aware of, unlike my gym membership, which it appears that I'm bound to for 6 more months, this you can cancel at any time. So I think that that is very important to mention. And this is the way that we work with some of our partners like Intel, Accent on Languages, or ChildHelp, who work with us on a monthly basis with these dubbing requests. And I think that the case of Child Help, more in particular, is a very clear example because they are a non-governmental company. What they do is they build these awareness campaigns for young students, and dubbing has allowed them to connect with both English-speaking children, parents, and teachers, but also with Spanish-speaking children, parents, and teachers. So I think that that is a very nice way to illustrate how this works. But I have mentioned so many services and a very long process that could be a part of what a dubbing actually is. So I'm really happy to pass the mic to Johnny, who is our head of media, who oversees the production of all of these projects. So if you could tell us a little bit more about what's this on the production side.
Sure thing, Clarice. Thank you so much. I think the best way to showcase this is just walk you through a typical dubbing project so you can see how it goes. So picture this. You just realized and you made a highly successful video and you want to expand that to different languages or geographic. Or perhaps you're just an agency and your client has just requested to do the same with video content. Here you have two paths, a complicated one and the Bunny Studio way. The complicated one, here you have to manage multiple vendors, you need to manage multiple freelancers, point of contacts, across different stages and the services that you mentioned, which is transcription, transcreation, which is localizing the content to the local target audience that you have, the voiceover, the video post-production, the audio post-production, and other add-ins that you might have, like subtitles, captions, and more. The headaches of doing these separate payments, coordination of timelines, and even ensuring quality abroad, all of these contents is a certainty. So that's the hard part. And then you have the Bunny Studio way, where you only have one point of contact, one payment, and zero stress. Here we will handle every stage of the process from the transcription to the post-production, and our experienced team will act as an advocate and a partner to help you achieve your goals. Now, having access to our global network of pre-vetted pros will ensure quality, speed, and streamlined experience, all managed under just one roof. So let's go and check that first original video where Gladys here is staring. So let's just watch the original one for a couple of seconds.
Hola, soy Clara de Bunny Studio. Estoy grabando este video en español, pero lo doblé gracias al trabajo que hacemos en Bunny Studio junto a LipDub AI.
Wonderful. So you see, that was great. That's the original video. Perfect. And now let's say we took the Bunny Studio away. You just contacted us and we took care of everything for you. Rodri, can we go
Hi,
for the
this
second
is
one, please?
Clara from Bunny Studio.
Estoy grabando este video en español,
But I dubbed it, thanks to our work at Bunny Studio in partnership with LipDub AI. Do you want to know how we do it? Join us for our
Beautiful. So what's the result right here? Did you save time, money, and most importantly, stress? Your content is now ready for global distribution, and you didn't have to go through multiple vendors, invoices, nor unnecessary headaches. But now, as Andrew just mentioned, there's an engagement that dropped because voice and lips don't sync. And here is why this partnership makes perfect sense. Uh, LipDub will not just only ensure your dub video sound right, but also looks right too. The result is going to be higher engagement, more seamless experiences, and viewers stay connected to your message. And the best part, this doesn't take much time, right, Andrew? Like it wouldn't be so long.
Yeah, the process is quite straightforward. So it really takes only a few hours to produce the content, and you're off to the races with perfect lip sync, Hollywood caliber lip sync at that point. So from a production standpoint, especially when it's being managed by the pros at Bunny Studios, the time involved is very quick relative to turnaround.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So I think we're ready to see what it looks like working Bunny Studio plus LipDub on that video.
Hi, this is Clara from Bunny Studio.
estoy grabando este video en español,
But I dubbed it, thanks to our work at Bunny Studio in partnership with LipDub AI. Do you want to know how we do it? Join us for our next event on Wednesday, September 25th at 2 p.m. EST. We will discuss the importance of localization to create content that resonate with global audiences. Register to save your spot.
Amazing. So again, this is why this partnership works. Your global content will not only reach new audiences, but will resonate with them on every single level. Back to you, Paris.
So very ashamed of being seen myself. But I do agree that it does look great. And all of the pieces that were required just to make that happen, they just move along really smoothly, because that is something that we're very used to be doing. Those are services that we are used to fulfill, and just have someone making sure that they are tying properly together one next to the other. They just make this type of content possible. So I did want to mention that if you have a video project or a dubbing project that just has been sitting there waiting to happen, I am very happy to announce that for everyone that has attended this session today, At Bunny Studio, we're going to be offering a $500 discount with your first Bunny Studio One project, and we'll be adding sharing the info of a form so that you can complete it and request this discount. So before I round up and we open the floor for some questions, I did want to say that at Bunny Studio, we take dubbing very seriously because, as you might have seen, I was just speaking in Spanish earlier because I am based in Argentina. So Bunny Studio is a fully remote company. So our team and our talents are based all over the world. So we really know the importance of getting a message through globally. And we are really, really excited to be doing this next to such a great product and a great partner like LipDub AI to really bring this content to just a new and a higher level. Um, so I think that we have some minutes left to go over some questions. So I'm just going to check what we have received. So one of the questions is, how do you ensure the quality of the translations, voiceovers, and lip dubbing? And I think that, Johnny, this is something that you might help us with.
Yeah, sure. So as I mentioned that story, we do have pre-vetted pros worldwide that we ensure they are like the top 1-2% of the amazing freelancers that are there. And not only that, but in every stage of the process, we have our own quality service check so that we ensure quality is perfect. And we'll send back revisions to these pros until we're sure the product is going to be perfect for what the end goal of the client is. So we're working with the best pros and we have the best quality control agents to ensure the best product at the end.
Thank you very much. And I see that the other question is the automatic lip dubbing included in one? Yes, it depends on what you need. So if you are working on a dubbing project and you want to add this additional layer, you can have a Bunny Studio help with the initial production and then add the LipDub AI technology just to perfect the final asset. So the next question is, what are the services you provide in the subscription? So the quick answer is all of them. So at Bunny Studio, we work with from start to finish. So whether that includes content writing, content production, or translation, transcription, and then the layer of voicing that and making sure that the voiceover and the recording is synced to the original video, then the audio post production to bring everything together, the video editing. Sometimes we have requested this for animation projects. So we created an animation from scratch, the illustration, the design, and then the animation. And then we dubbed all of those characters into different languages, taking care of like the dubbing as well. So really our goal is that you can find just in one place any creative need that you might need, and it's not that it's a fixed kind of service. So if you just need a voiceover, that is something that you can do with us. If you just need a translation for subtitles, that is something that you can do with this plan as well. So one for Andrew, how long did it take to develop this technology?
Yeah, it's a great question. So it took approximately, it's been in the works for about 3.5 years, I want to say, starting from the inception, like the concept point, hiring some world-class research talent to prove out if this possibility was even doable in this case. And so combination of research and product development, I think we're going on about 2.5, 3 years at this point. So we put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. A lot of smart people put together a pretty compelling solution in this case. And so we're definitely excited that it's out in the marketplace now and that we're able to partner with such great groups like Bunny Studios as well.
Thank you. And I see that we have one last question, and it's what languages we can work within Bunny Studio, and if we can handle dialects and regional variations within the same language. And yes, and that is something that actually we work with one of our partners within Argentina, actually. And I don't know if you're familiar, but if depending on where you live, the accent is going to change a lot. And sometimes they build campaigns that are in Spanish, but not only in Spanish, Argentina, but in Spanish on with every region that they want to target. So there are very subtle things that change from region to region that are perhaps they're only able to tell that so only someone from Argentina is able to tell. And I think that this is something that happens throughout all countries, and that is something that we work and we provide as well. And when you go to Bunny Studio and you look at the different languages that we offer, you will see that within certain languages we also offer the region and the accent. So as much as in depth as we can go to make sure that this works in a familiar way to the audience that is reaching, then the answer is yes.
And I'll just quickly chime in there too. The same is true from the LipDub technology standpoint, because it's an audio agnostic tool, whether it's Parisian French or French Canadian French or Spanish, Spain Spanish, Spanish or Mexican Spanish. It's an audio driven solution. So those audio profiles are what affects the lip dubbing in this case. And so that same premise holds true from a dialect and regionality standpoint as well.
Thank you. And I think that we have time for one last question. So I see that where do I need to post the project to have it fully fulfilled? So when you work with a Bunny Studio One plan, you will have access to a project form where you can add the brief of the project that you need and the services that you're going to be needing for that request. So you will be able to handle everything in one single place. And something very good and very that is very mindful of how cumbersome project management can be is that through this plan you have access to a Slack channel, so you'll be able to have easier access and communication with the team to know how everything is going. If you want to check on any of the steps in order to fulfill one of the requests, you will have done in a more dynamic kind of way. But also, let's say that you just need a voiceover or you just need a quick video editing project. Bunny Studio is also a self-service platform. So we understand that dubbing requires a lot of things and it can be more complex. But if you want to do those things separately, like post a translation project and a video and a voiceover project and a video editing project, you can go into bunnystudio.com, just click on create a project and you will find all of our services and categories accessible. You just complete the form and that means that the project will begin fulfillment. Pro is going to work on it. We're going to do the quality approval as well, and you will get it back. So I think that that is it. As just I wanted to thank everyone for being here. This is a very exciting partnership, and we're really looking forward to all of the amazing dubbing projects that are going to come out from it. So just wanted to reinforce that if you really have that project that has been at the corner just waiting to happen, the $500 discount that we're going to be offering is available for everyone within this session, and we're going to be sharing the form so that you can apply to it. So Andrew, I don't know if you have any last things that you wanted to mention before we close the session.
I just want to say thanks for everyone that attended the session. Hopefully you guys are excited about what's possible going in the future. We're in some really interesting times when it comes to creative tech these days. And so we're pleased to get the chance to kind of communicate what we're doing together and how kind of 1 + 1 = 3 in this instance. And we'd love to work together through Bunny Studios on any project you guys have from a dubbing perspective and video localization. So thanks again to the group. Thanks again to the team at Bunny Studios for putting this together. And if there's any questions offline, add me to LinkedIn, reach out to the group here, and we'd be happy to support.
And same thing here. If you have any doubts, feel free to reach out to anyone at Bunny Studio. We have a 24-hour chat open, or just reach out to us to support@bunnystudio.com. Okay, it was a pleasure and hope to see this project soon. Bye, everyone.